Hey, what's up? Nick here with Lakeside. I'm going to take you into the shop today. Alright, so welcome to the shop here. We're going to show you around a little bit. First things first, when we walk in here, we got kind of our rolling tool cart here. It's a little bit of a, I like to make stuff inspired, scrap materials, whatever we had on hand, but this thing's been awesome. Pretty much holds all the tools, cordless tools, screws, hammers, clamps, you name it, it's up there. Alright, so moving around over here, we've got, this is where we kind of have our little metalworking fab area. We've got a whole other dedicated metal fab shop for our large projects, but we've got kind of the small tools set up here. We got a little Hobart 140 welder, the Evolution Rage miter saw, a little workstation here. Right now we're actually even doing these hinges. We're kind of restoring. They're from an 1880s house here locally. Alright, so next up we've got our wood room. We've got kind of a mix of a little bit of everything. We've got some large slabs, we've got some reclaimed material, new wood, etc. You name it, we've kind of got a little bit of it here. We've even got some bourbon barrel staves. So we try not to keep too much on hand, so that's why we've kind of limited our room size here. But we've tried to keep on hand what we need and use it when we can. Alright, so coming around on the back side of our wood room, we've got this is our kind of our panel glue up area. This is the Panel Max XL. We get a lot of questions about this setup. This thing is awesome. Right now we've got two floating shelves glued up. You can see we've got more clamps here behind, so we can glue up 10-foot material. Actually, really, we can glue further than 10 foot, but these are set up for 10 feet right now. 54 inches high panels that we can glue up. Alright, so now here in the center, on the back wall, we've got our workhorse. This is the Slab Master. It is a 6-foot wide, 12-foot long bed for flattening and sanding slabs. And as you can see right now, it's also a little bit of a storage area for wood. We've got a big shipment of materials in from Old World Timber this week. We've got several big projects going on over the next month, and can't wait to get using these products. Alright, next up we got our Bailey Industrial Joiner Planer Combo, 12-inch wide helical head. We pretty much only use this as a jointer. As you can see here later on, we'll show you our 25-inch helical head planer as well. Alright, as I mentioned, this is our 25-inch helical head planer. We actually imported this straight from China, hence the Strength brand. This thing is a definite beast, and it'll take down anything that we give it. Alright, and here in the center of this workspace here, we've got our 10-inch Grizzly miter saw. Alright, next up we've got our 17-inch Grizzly bandsaw. It's the G0513X2. We use this one predominantly for resawing. Then next we've got our little Rikon 10-inch. We just recently picked this one up, but it is set up with a 3/8 blade just so that we can kind of do all little intricate turning, small cuts, etc. Alright, so now we've got our Delta oscillating belt sander. This thing is a straight up beast, will take down anything. Definite keeping your fingers away for sure. It even has this end where you can take this off. There is a little spindle that you can add on there. We also use this little area that we can round around corners and such. Finally, on the back wall here, we've got a router table, Bosch 2 horsepower router inside. This is actually the RT1000XL table. Wish this company was still in business. I've had several people ask me about it. It's got all kinds of storage for all our bits. Everything's all right here. A drawer down below. Does have dust collection as well. Finally, in this area, we've got our Maslow CNC machine. We got it set up, used it for a couple projects. Haven't used it for a little while. Plan on getting back into it and starting to use this a little bit more often. This will actually use a whole 4x8 sheet of plywood. Everything is vertical so that it keeps nice and tight against the wall. Makes it a whole lot easier for us to use. And then next up we've got, this is our dust collection system. It's a Woodmaster 5 horsepower motor that everything's piped in, ran around all throughout the shop. We've got blast gates on every single item. We can isolate things. We can actually do, with this size, 2 or 3 tools at a time. The Slab Master works best by itself, as well does the planer. But this thing, straight out, sucks some dust. All right, moving on over here, we've got, this is our Nova drill press. This thing is a direct drive, so it can go super slow or super fast. Got it set up with the Nova table as well as a Pony Jorgensen bench, or the clamp. We've got storage for some of our drill bits and things over here as well. And then we've got storage for all of our different little workstation stands. We've got charging for all of our different cordless tools. We also store all of our Festool tracks up here, up out of the way. Those are always one of the things that kind of get in the way. Then this here we just recently built. This is a mobile cart for our miter saw. We use the Milwaukee 10-inch cordless. That way we can go anywhere around the whole shop with this. Got a little bit of storage for some quick tools on the side. But we also put in a little flip wing so we can pull this out. It's got the Craig track for precision cuts. Alright, so now we're here in our finish area, finish room. We're able to actually close this off. We've got a big tarp on a curtain rod basically system that can go all the way across, close this off. Doesn't keep it completely dust free, but allows us to kind of keep the temperatures up, control that, keep a little bit of the dust out as well. We actually also use, this is one of our infrared heaters. This thing here allows us to kind of get the temperatures up pretty quickly, as well as we can bake on any of our finishes. As you can see, we kind of able to store all of our finish options up here. We pretty much predominantly use general finishes. We do have the RTM ready to mix stain system, so we can make any kind of stain colors we want. We also then use the conversion varnish and pre-cat lacquer, as well as their Danish oil. We pretty much have always thought that the General Finishes product is just a really good product, so we just have loved working with them. We've actually got a mantle beam here. It's a little dusty. We just wrapped this up the other day. It's ready to go out once we can actually install it in the house. It's a new construction home. This is actually one of these slab tabletops that we've done for local business here. We've got one left to do. We're waiting on some materials to come in so we can wrap this one up. It's kind of a little bit of some of the stuff that we do here, and we're able to kind of keep it safe here in the finish room. Alright, so to wrap up the first floor of the tour here, we kind of keep this area wide open. This is where we do all of our work. We've got a couple of these shelves that we're talking about that we had in the panel clamps sitting here ready for us to work on next, but we pull out all of our workstations, sawhorses, etc., and kind of work in this space. And believe it or not, as big as this looks, this does get filled up pretty quickly with some of our slab table projects that we've done recently, and we love just having it wide open and being able to move around and do what we need to. I appreciate you guys walking along with us as we toured around the shop, showing it all off. We do have an upstairs loft. It has the office, laser, a couple other tools and things, but we're going to save that for part 2. Be sure to give us a like on this video if you liked what you saw. Subscribe as well, and we'll keep putting out videos like this.
Crap, I dropped it. Alright, YouTube take 2.
Alright, so then the next thing in our process, we've got, do that again. And they delivered them this week and cut Alright, now we've got our Grizzly 10-inch miter saw. that's good. Right now we've got our 2 bandsaws. We've got our Grizzly 053. Grizzly Geo straight. Everything runs down into our 2 5-gallon barrels. This is our Nova drill press. This thing is absolutely amazing. Can go from